Awesome. Awesome. And what is probate? That's term for me sounds like really scary and like really filled with like dread. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times it does come with that like emotion behind it. And part of it is just the way it's talked about is like, oh, you want to avoid probate, you got to do estate planning to avoid probate. And like, why?
Yeah.
So probate is the court process of ensuring that assets get to the people they're supposed to when someone passes away. A trust is a way to avoid this process. And so I should preface all this by saying some of this applies in many states, but I am licensed in California, and everything I say is specific to California. There may be differences in other states. But from what I understand, this is all especially true in California because probate court is even more of a burden in California. And so why do we try to avoid that? Why is it burdensome? We do actually have some excellent courts in the Bay Area. So that's not why. The reason is that when we are in probate court, instead of through a trust, I was going to say or other mechanism, but really this probate or a trust is the most likely. Court proceedings are public record. So a trust is private, court is not. So that's, it may or may not matter, but a lot of people don't want their personal and financial dirty laundry on the public record. Probate court also generally takes much longer. And there are several reasons for that. One, it is a more complex process than a trust administration. And all of this is like assuming things are going well, they're going smoothly, nobody's arguing or suing anyone. But at each step in the probate court proceeding, you have to do step one and then wait for the court to hear your case and then hopefully approve it. But if you miss a checkbox or some other information on these forms, then you're going to wait another month or 3 for them to look at it again before you can do step 2. And so, they may be the most competent well-meaning court in the world, but it just takes a long time to wait for the process to be reviewed. You have to get permission for certain things. You have, like, even just for the executor to be appointed, you have to wait for the court to say, yes, you now have the legal power to do anything. Whereas with a trust, it's pretty much like the trust says, you're my trustee. Do you accept? Yes. Okay, let's get started.